Happy 7:30 p.m. everyone. Happy Monday. What's today? March 4th? Yeah, I hope you're doing well. I know it's been a whole week. It's been a whole week since we've been live. So today's topic is uh don't give up. Success is right around the corner. And I think the reason why I decided to make this today's topic is because uh, in many ways I am self-reflecting on my own life and realizing that sometimes we feel like giving up on our lives because it's too challenging, or the situation we're in right now doesn't seem like it's possible to get out of. And as I reflect on my journey of life and all the challenges that I've been through, I realized that what stops us from success is the belief that either we're not capable, that we're not good enough for it, or that we don't deserve it. And what I've realized is that in a way, success is just around the corner. And what I mean by this is I don't know how to say this. It's like, yes, it is quite possible that you may be struggling in your life. It may be possible that you're going through a lot of hardship, but eventually the hardships that you're going through, whatever they are, they will improve and we will get over it. um, they will improve in multiple ways. Number one, I'm thinking about the challenges that I went through when I was in high school and middle school. And what's interesting is when I reflect back on grades, like now that I've graduated from school, I look back and I realize that grades don't really matter. Now that I've graduated from, high school and college, I realize me being rejected by my biggest crush in the world, doesn't really matter because all that stuff is in the past. I realized that all the insecurities that I had back then don't really matter because, again, these are things that are in the past. So my point is, as long as we keep pushing forward in whatever we're doing, success is just around the corner. And I'm not going to say, excuse me, I don't know why my throat's all weird. I'm not going to say that success is easy. I'm not going to say that uh, that it will just happen, because yes, there does need to be tough work that needs to be put in. But what I realized, I don't know. So I went to a convention this weekend, and it was really cool seeing peers, peers of mine speaking on this stage. And so for those who don't know, I went to this convention called CATA, which is it's a California statewide convention for where all about 2,300 activities directors from all across California, pretty much one from every single middle school / high school in California, came to this conference. And I got to see my speaker friend, Houston Kraft, speak on stage, which is probably one of the biggest honors of this whole entire conference. And my friend Houston Kraft, if I don't know if some of you might know him because he's gone to your school, but he is a very popular motivational speaker who talks a lot about kindness and love. And he is about the same age as me. And it was really cool to see him speak, because what I saw while I was watching him speak was possibility. What I saw was, in a way, a version of success that I want to obtain. I want to be able to be as good of a speaker as Houston Kraft, my friend. So anyway, point is, as I was watching his speech, I was like, dang, this guy's really good. Like, he's really, really good. And I saw myself thinking man, I wish I could be as good as him. And then I realized that if that's who I want to become in terms of success and the ability to speak, what it takes is just practice and consistency. So that's really my few thoughts. Anyway, so that's a little bit about me, what's been going on. To fill you in, yes, I did have a good week. I had a very good weekend and past week at the convention, and I'm just really excited I'm fired up to to get back into the swing of things. So that's me. Anyway, enough about me. I want to hear more about all of you who are online right now. I will dive into comments, and yeah, feel free to share with me. I know that school life is is interesting. It's interesting. It's boring. It's interesting, and there's so many different things that happen at school or out of school. So I'm curious to hear more of what's going on in your life. All right. So I'm gonna start with John. John says hello. Ethan, I already gave you a shout out. Lily Cross says hi. Hello. Charlene Wink says hi, Richard. I was the awkward girl at second stream who said hi to you. Oh, hey. Oh my goodness. Nice. I was like, I was going to ask you, like, I wasn't sure if I heard that clearly. I'm like, you're like, oh hi, I think you said hi, Richard, or something. And then I wasn't sure if you're talking to me. I'm like, are you talking to me? And then even when he said yes, I'm like, wait, are you still talking to me? I'm not sure if you actually were. I was gonna ask you like where we met, but then things happen. Anyway, it was so cool to see you, Charlene Wang, and I'm glad that I have a name to the face now. So yes, you were talking to me. That's good. I was at the Sigerstrom Hall concert hall because I was watching my mom perform. She was part of the choir. So yeah, my brother and I were both there. Yeah. Awesome. Knuckles, what's going on, man? Welcome. Keely says getting rejected from your dream college doesn't matter. Whatever degree you get here is pretty much the same there. Keely, I'm gonna almost practically agree in some sense. I know that it doesn't matter, but it does matter to some people. But yeah, like at the end of the day, it almost doesn't matter what college you graduate from. It's just a degree. However, if you want to go into like a competitive field, such as let's say being a doctor, graduating from a more prestigious college is going to support you. So yes, in that case, but in my case, where in my line of work, and I think in many jobs, especially today, it almost doesn't matter what college you graduate from. Like I graduated from UC Riverside, which some of you might say is hey, great college. But in my field, it really doesn't matter. You could have not gone to college and still be successful in my field of speaking, public speaking. So yeah, point is, I think my little 2 cents is do the best you can and try hard, push yourself, and yeah, like if you do not achieve your certain goals, it's okay, but of course, do your best. Yeah, it's never the end of the world. What show you watch? If you're asking me what shows I watch, honestly, I don't really I don't really watch a lot of shows. I think I just need to get some water. Whoa. Chowder. No way. Yo, what is going on? It has been a long while. It's awesome to see you on Chowder. But yeah, going back to what show do I watch? I don't really watch a lot of shows, to be honest. Yeah, I tend to try to keep media consumption to a minimum. If there's the most amount of time I spend on any kind of media is probably social media, and I try not to spend too much time on it either. Instagram, Facebook, I do scroll through feeds a little bit, probably a little bit more than I want to, but still not incredibly that much. Maybe like at most 2 hours a day, at most, if I get sucked into it. Yeah, and then occasionally I watch YouTube videos as well. But besides that, I guess things that are more informational. So it would be educational podcast slash YouTube videos. Yeah. There we go. Hello, Asher. Good to see you on. How's it been? It's been amazing. Thank you for saying I look nice today. You do too, I'm sure. Neko Nero says, "Yo, Rich, everyone. I just remembered there's a stream tonight." Yeah, welcome. Charlene says, "Oh, my friend's mom was also in the choir." Nice. And Charlene, real quick, if you don't mind sharing, where did we meet? So I have a better picture. Like, what school/conference we meet at? I'd love to hear that. Ethan, thank you for the compliments of being a good speaker. Keely says, depending on the program you want, Chowder. Wait, let's see here. Knuckles says, I haven't been on the streams for a while. It hasn't been that long. I don't think it's been that long. But anyway, it does. It's good to see you here. Ethan says, you matter. Thanks. Appreciate it. Talk about Crescent Elk. Right on. Lily Cross says, I told my crush's Richard, I told my crush's girlfriend that I liked him and she didn't care. Nice. Keely says, establishing credibility. If you're talking about getting into a good college with a reputable name, does that establishing credibility? I think that does. Yeah. Chowder says, I've been hardcore studying Japanese since I settled that international business is where I want to go. I'm a little stuck between the girl I was dating spoke Japanese. We broke up because of rumors. That's okay. I mean, sucks, but that's okay. And that's weird. Things broke up because of rumors. Is that really a reason why people break up? I mean, if a relationship is meant to be, I would imagine that it would be. But sometimes, things do happen. That's, not, I guess, not your fault or the person you're dating's fault. It just happens. Let's see. Asher says, what's something good that stood out in your week, Richard? Definitely going to the CATA convention in San Diego. I was in San Diego from Wednesday till Saturday. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So 4 days. And it was just really, really cool. Like, this is my second time exhibiting at the convention. I had a booth. So teachers and activities directors and school principals can stop by my booth, grab some coffee and cookies, and then, see if they're interested in bringing me in to speak at their schools. I got a lot of different contacts, and I'm just really excited to have the opportunity to speak at more schools as a result of this conference. So, yeah, I don't know. That's just really exciting to me. And not just that, but like, this conference is so cool because, like, so I'm very passionate about helping students, such as, many of you. And imagine a whole entire convention with a bunch of educators, teachers, principals who are there not because they have to. Nobody is forced to be at this conference, but all 2,300 of the attendees at the conference are there because they want to make a positive difference in students' lives. Like, that's why they're there. So it's so cool to just be surrounded by people who are genuinely passionate about helping students. And I don't know if you know this, but like, teachers really, really go out of their way to many teachers. I don't want to say all teachers, but many teachers go out of their way to like help students. It's crazy the stories that I hear. Like, teachers are massively underpaid. If you want to be rich, your teachers definitely don't go into being a teacher to be rich, because teachers don't make enough money for the work that they put into teaching. Like, I don't know, teachers bend over backwards for students. Like, teachers do a lot of amazing things that I think we all take for granted. Even when I was in high school, I took teachers for granted so much. I never realized the amount of work it takes to be a teacher. Not only do teachers, have to teach 6 classes from whatever 8 a.m. to 3 p.m., but there's homework assignments, and then also it's not just academics; it's also helping students on a personal level, dealing with the challenges that they go through. And yes, of course, every single teacher is a little bit different. Some may care more than others, but in general, being a teacher is a pretty challenging job, and I have a lot of respect for them, and just a lot of props, a lot of appreciation for teachers. Yeah. So that's my little spiel on teachers. There we go. Chandra says, now I associate Japanese with her and it freaks me out. Well, I think that's something that we get to work through, I would say. We can't let one relationship or one person kind of ruin our whole experience of an entire language slash culture. Yeah. Nekonoro says success is around the corner? Question mark. Yeah, that is the title of this live stream, and I was explaining earlier just the idea that you know I think it's really important for us to not give up on our dreams. It is so like it is in our lives. It is so common that everyone's going to run into hardship. Everyone's going to run into challenges, whether it's personal challenges, professional challenges, whatever it is, and they're going to want to give up, myself included. And yeah, like the point is, like, find find a goal that excites you and then keep pursuing that goal, and don't give up because success is just around the corner. Like, you will eventually become successful, even if it means failing a few times before becoming successful. Yeah. Charlene says, you came to Laguna Hills High School for a leadership conference, and I was there. I'm from RSM Intermediate School, and I'm in the same ASB class as Ryan Marquez. Remember him? Yes, I do. Charlene, thank you for letting me know. That it's always cool to hear where people are from. Nice. You watch Dude Perfect? Yeah. I mean, I don't watch all their videos, but I definitely have seen a good handful of them, and they have some pretty entertaining content. Let's see. Knuckles, I have not checked out season 8 in Fortnite yet. I have not played in a while, and happily have not played in a while because I've been so focused on real life and booking more speaking gigs so I can go to different schools and hang out with more people. Yeah. Raise Random, thank you. Thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. That means a lot. Yeah. That means a lot. I appreciate you being on here. Let's see. Ooh, where favorite color? Someone asked us the other day, and I was trying to figure out, like, what is my favorite color. So here's what I'll say. Visually, my favorite color is blue. Symbolically, my favorite color is red. So symbolically red because for a lot of different reasons. I think red is a nice color. It's a color of whatever you want to call it, love. It's also the color. Red is a color of passion. Red is also the color of my division mascot when I was a lieutenant governor for Key Club, which is a huge part of my life in high school. So that's why red has a lot of significance. And blue and the many shades of blue is very pretty in general. So yeah, there we go. Let's see here. How many Crescent Elk students watch Richard Quo? That I do not know, but a good handful. Definitely a good handful. I do know that I see Crescent Elk people on at least every single stream. So that's that. Wait, hold on. Chandra says, I super regret taking my education teachers for granted. Yeah. Yeah, let's see. It's I think it's great that you acknowledge that you take your education and teachers for granted. And I think the good news is that even if we took our education and teachers for granted back then, the good news is that we can appreciate, our education and teachers today. And I just want to offer, like, just a little bit of perspective. So me, I'm 29, almost 30, and as I reflect back at my life, like, it's only because I've had this much experience. It's only because as for my job, I travel to a lot of different schools, and I get to see a lot of teachers and education systems, and I get to see, like, I never like okay, so here's the thing. When we live our life, when we go to school, we only get to see, one school for most people, or maybe two, or maybe three, maybe four schools if you move around a lot, or maybe five schools. Well, the point is, we only get to see a limited number of schools. And because I've had the privilege to travel around and see a lot of different schools, I now realize that not every single school is created equally. You know, there are some schools that are very, very supportive. You know, uh, there's some schools where when you go to school, everyone is treated whatever you want to call it equally. It's a very inclusive environment. The teachers are super engaged. They really support the students. And on the flip side, I would almost say the majority of schools, or many, many schools, there's a lot of elements of struggling to create that culture, and maybe not as supportive. And this is in no means an attack on teachers. Again, I love and appreciate all teachers. And I know that, everyone, all of us, we're all working together. We're doing the best that we can. But I just know that there is inequality in the I guess the quality of schools across I would say California, the United States, and the world too. So yeah, I just realized for myself to essentially like appreciate the education I had growing up. And I will say that I thought I grew up in a pretty, okay, mediocre-ish area. And after doing research, I realized, oh, I actually grew up in a uh, a pretty good school system, like very competitive. And that also helped me prepare for college, et cetera, et cetera. Anyway, yeah. So the good news is we could always appreciate our education and teachers today. Yeah. And I think that we do have wherever you are, I think we could always be appreciative of our education and teachers. Yes. What's my favorite sports team? Oh goodness. Favorite sports team. And I feel so out of the loop with sports right now. Like I used to be super, super involved with sports. I'm gonna have to go with the Lakers. Yeah, I don't watch a lot of sports anymore, but I do like basketball. I like playing basketball. But yeah, I used to watch a lot of sports, like a lot. But nowadays, I stay away from media so much and focus on the stuff that matters to me in my life. That's me. Let's see. Talk about the conference. You matter. Talk about success. Do you remember Miss Selah? Yes, I do. I sure do. Yeah. What else is here? Chowderp says, just want to say that your self-esteem stuff has helped throughout these past 6 months. Liking yourself is so important and has been pivotal to me being happy. Chowderp, thank you for the feedback. I appreciate that a lot. And yeah, um, one thing that I am one thing that I'm excited to, I guess, just share with you is after going to this conference. So again, I went to this conference with a lot of teachers, activities directors, principals, and I hosted a workshop about mental health, about bullying, and it was more of an open forum where people could just share their ideas. And then someone asked, like, okay, Richard, you do school assemblies, and your message is you matter. What do you do after that? Like what's the follow up? And I was just being very open, and I said, well, that is something I'm still working on. And my point in sharing this is I'm really excited that right now in my life, I'm going to start creating more content in order to, I guess, help schools, students, you. I will be creating more content to help I guess students build up their self-esteem, build up their confidence, create a more engaging school. So, yeah, I'm excited. This is like the next step/stage of my life to to really like dive deeper into the work that I do as a speaker. Yeah, I don't know. It's just really exciting. And I don't know if you could relate with what I'm saying, but I'm just sharing because I'm excited. Anyway, uh, yeah, whatever goals you got in your life, keep pursuing them and keep working at them one little step at a time, because sometimes our goals seem so big and impossible. Uh, and once we just start working at it one at a time, like you will start to improve. And I've mentioned this before in past live streams, but um, if you keep doing something, like let's say if you feel like you suck at something or you're not really good at something, if you keep doing it over and over and over again, like you have no choice but to get better at it. Like you can't not get better at it if you keep doing something over and over and over again. Now it might be frustrating if you're trying to like rush it and be like, oh man, like why am I not getting better? I still suck at basketball or whatever it is. But if you keep practicing, if you keep focusing, eventually you will get better and you will get good at it. So that's something that I've learned with, with speaking, because I'm very grateful that I've stuck with this one thing, which is speaking for, I guess, quote unquote, such a long time, 4.5 years, which isn't a super long time, but it's 4.5 years, which is a pretty good chunk of time. And what I realize is the more I just keep doing speaking, the better I'm getting. And like, you know, 1 year from today, my speaking will be much better than it was in this moment today. Not saying that it's bad today, but it's just like, as long as we just keep that desire to grow, like whatever we do will be good. So, whatever you want to do in your life, keep at it. Don't give up. Keep pushing yourself. You will get good at it, whether it's basketball or an instrument or another sport or academics or um, video games or whatever it is that you want to do. All right. Yeah. Let's see here. Let's see. Ethan says, "Do you remember about interviewing you at yes, Crescent Elk Middle School News?" Yes, I do remember that. That was fun. Sarah says, "I didn't let my anxiety control my life. I tried out for the school play, even though I was so anxious and almost backed out last minute. I got on the callbacks list." Yeah, there we go. That's how you do it. Yeah. Uh, what was that? What happened? There's times in our lives where we feel anxiety or like we feel anxious about something, and that holds us back from doing something that we want to do. But I think one thing we get to do more of is pushing ourselves to do things we want to do, even if we feel nervous. If you know you want to do something, just do it. Like, you're going to have anxiety. You're going to feel like you can't do it because you're so nervous. But if there's something you really want to do, I think it's really important that we just go for it. To not let that anxiety be like, oh no, you can't do it because you're so nervous that you can't do it. You're not skilled enough. Like, those are just our fears talking. And yeah, that's really it. Buckle up and do it. That's what we got to do. No, I don't watch Chris Smoove. Let's see. Talk about the conference. I have been talking about that. So yeah. Knuckles, I don't know if you're still on, but thank you for being here. It's good to see you on, and have a great night. Yes. Jimmy. Welcome to the live stream. Better late than never. Let's see. Edgar Velasquez says, like, what would motivate you to be successful at 9 years old? That's a great question. That's a really, really great question. I'll be honest, it's been a while since I've been 9 years old. Let's see. When I was 9 years old, what grade is that? Let's see. 13, 10, 9. Is that that's like what, fourth or fifth grade? What would motivate me to be successful? I think that's a great question. That's a super great question. I'm not gonna lie. I think when I made this video topic, I wasn't quite thinking at my 9-year-old self, but in the ninth grade, when I was 9 years old, so fourth or fifth grade, what did I care about? I cared about yo-yos, Pokemon cards, and dodgeball. I wanted to be really good at dodgeball, and I was excited. I was pretty good at dodgeball. Not dodgeball, sorry, handball. And yeah, sports. I was into sports. I really wanted to be the best that I can. I wanted to win in sports. Uh, so what motivated me to be successful? Part of it was I wanted to beat, the school bully, uh, my bully at basketball. We always played basketball. I forgot what the game was called, but anyway, I always just wanted to beat him because he was always so mean to everyone, um, myself included. Yeah. And in hindsight, if you have anyone who bullies you and you think they're mean, what I realized today is that our bullies, they're not mean slash bad people. They just have a lot of bad stuff happening to them or hardships in their own lives, which is why they bully people. And yeah, for me, like back then, I used to see my bully as this bad person. And nowadays, I look at him and I understand that he's not a bad person. He was just a trouble kid. And I don't know how he is today. I do know that he ended up doing very well. He was very big, uh, and he very athletic. He was actually one of the best basketball players in the state of California. He was, yeah. Anyway, that's that. All right. Mr. Marquez says, "What is your favorite workshop to do?" I'm guessing you matter. Favorite workshop? Um, favorite workshop. You could say you matter. It's a combination between you matter and there's another one that I almost exclusively do at Key Club District Convention, just because the story is like it doesn't have like it's a pretty funny story. It just doesn't have like it it doesn't fit into my normal you matter presentation. So I don't really share that this funny story often. Yeah. But it's fun to do at Key Club because it's relevant since the story is happen at Key Club District Convention. The same event. The same event I'm speaking at is the same event the story actually happened when I was in high school. Yeah. I have shared it a few times at other presentations. Edgar says, "How can we motivate our younger generation?" In other words, your our younger generation. In other words, how do you motivate? You mean like maybe a younger brother or sister? Is that what you're asking? If you are, or like younger people who are younger than us, how do we motivate them? I think it's about understanding what do they care about. You know, like think about when you were a 9-year old, and what did you care about, and what are things that you wanted to do better, or like what do you think would be inspiring for a 9-year-old? That's what I would say. And forgive me, I don't quite remember how old you are now, but I do know that you, Edgar, however old you are right now, middle school slash high school, um, just know that you most definitely have the ability to inspire 9-year-olds and be their role model. So, yeah, do the best that you can. And just I think the best way to motivate is to be a good role model, which is to work hard. Do your best in school, get involved with activities, extracurriculars, sports, clubs, treat people with kindness, and yeah, also just be there to support. I don't know if it's a younger brother or sister or a younger friend or something, but I think those are the best ways we can support younger people. Yeah, awesome. Ethan, I already gave you a shout out, man. What? Come on, man. Raise Random says, "I've been working on a diamond willow carving business, but I haven't been working on it too much. And things you have all said have started to motivate me to get back into carving. Thanks. You're most welcome." Yeah, that's awesome. And yeah, I think Motivation only goes so far, like when I think about quote unquote motivational speakers, I don't like to call myself a motivational speaker, I go with inspirational. Wow. But point is, like, motivation only goes so far. Uh, and I think the point of motivation or inspiration is to be that little nice little kickstart, like that. Oh man, I don't feel motivated to do something. But after hearing this motivational thought or whatever it is, inspirational thought, now I feel like taking action. And at that point, what's important is that you get to keep pushing yourself and having like a system that will keep you motivated to doing your carving work. It's very easy to kind of fall off the bandwagon and get lazy or tired or bored or distracted from kind of our goals. So it is important to have a system in place that will keep us pushing and moving forward. Yeah. And it's not always easy. It's not always easy to have like to create a system to discipline ourselves to do stuff. Yeah, part of it is discipline, part of it is digging down deep and understanding why. A good example in my case that I'm a personal example is working out for me. Like, I've always had the hardest time working out growing up. Like, I hated working out. I would exercise maybe once or twice a week, if I was doing well. And now I am exercising about 5 times a week, and it's pretty easy. It's pretty easy because of the way I structure it. Like, so basketball for me is recreational. Like, it's fun. It's fun to play basketball, and I play on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And then that means those are kind of like my break workout days, Tuesday, Thursday, even though I, play basketball for like 2, 3 hours. Um, and then Monday, Wednesday, Friday are my kind of my weightlifting days, which I don't love, but I do it anyway because it makes me feel good. And uh, it makes me like, yeah, it makes me feel good. It makes me feel good. It makes me feel healthy and, aligned. So I, I do that. But yeah, so that's what I got. Juicy Goosey, what's up? Welcome. Stop dropping game. What's up? Good to see you on. Uh, Hold on. I feel like I just skipped a bunch of. Okay, I did. All right, I'm gonna go back. Jalen says, "Hi, I'm in the 8th grade, and my grades have gotten really low because I spend too much time on Fortnite and other things. Just wanted to know if you had any tips so I could get my life back together." Ooh, Jalen. It like my challenge right now is I'm trying to put myself back into my 8th grade self, because who I am today versus who I was back then are two completely different things. Today, I would just say, in a way, stop playing Fortnite and put it down and focus on school. That's obviously what we know we should be doing, but it's easier said than done, right? So if I'm putting myself as an 8th grader right now, I'm playing Fortnite, I'm enjoying it, and it's fun. It's my way of connecting with people, relaxing. How do I kind of pause and stop? I think how you if your grades are getting low because you're spending too much time on Fortnite and other things, whether that's social media or consuming content, I would say it's important. It is important to push ourselves to create healthier habits. So I think this is where we get to be intentional of decreasing the time we spend playing Fortnite, other games, social media, or consuming other content, or things that are occupying our time, but is getting in the way of your grades and completing homework and studying. So really, it is about building up that self discipline. And one thing with school is a great tool because a lot of times we don't want to do work, we don't want to do homework, we don't want to study because it's kind of boring or tedious or just annoying. or sometimes we don't understand it. And I think school is a perfect, I was going to say a torture device. It's a perfect tool, opportunity to push yourself to do something, to build up that resilience of doing something when you don't feel like doing something. And I think that kind of resilience of doing work when you don't feel like doing it, but you know you should, will help you out later on in your life, and will probably be one of the most important skills you learn as you get older. Is that resilience, uh, building up that ability to do stuff you don't like to do, but is good for you. Yeah. So that's why I'd say, Jalen, I feel you. I understand it. I get it. I've been in that situation way too many times with Fortnite or with other games or other little time wasters or time consuming activities that are fun but may not be the most productive thing ever. Iger says, "Is it worth our time teaching success to our kids at a young age?" 120%. Yes. Yes, 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 and yes. Is it worth teaching success to our kids at a young age? Yes, because what that does is it plants the seed of understanding for kids. Like, like kids, even if younger kids do not fully understand a certain concept, like let's say they don't understand what success is, when you start talking about success at a young age, you're going to plant that seed, so they're going to start understanding, oh, success is important. Oh, why is success important? I don't know. What is success? So they're going to start questioning, what is success? Why is it important? What does it mean? What is the purpose? And when kids start to question these things, that's where that growth or those aha moments will come in. Now, kids won't always understand it, but again, it's going to plant that seed, and that's why it's good. Raise Random says, yeah, I haven't been that motivated lately to get back into it, but after watching a couple of these videos, I'm starting to get back into carving. Awesome. Keep it up. Asher says, Eek, I want to say that all of you make me so happy. Just seeing you guys start to get better and live your lives to the fullest is so amazing. I wish the best for all of you. Oh, Asher, thank you very much. I appreciate it. You're like my spirit animal. I appreciate you so much and all the positivity. Ethan says you come to Crescent Elk. Thank you. Are you asking me to come to Crescent Elk? I'm pretty sure I'll be back at Crescent Elk sometime, soonish. Not like in the next few weeks. Probably by the end of 2019 is my guess. Yeah. And when I come back to Crescent Elk, I hope, and my intention for when I come back to Crescent Elk is that I will come back with some good things to share. So not only good things to share, but like some resources, tools to help Crescent Elk be a better school, to build a much better culture at Crescent Elk in terms of, decreasing bullying, more engagement, more kindness at Crescent Elk. I think those are some really important things that Crescent Elk needs right now. Yeah. Do I watch it? Zed, like the EDM artist? Yeah. Stop dropping games says I hate bullies, but I understand. Man, I must be really behind on comments if you're writing that right now. Yeah. Why don't I watch Chris move? Because I don't. Yeah. Edgar says I'm 26. LOL. My bad. Oh, goodness. Let's see. Asher says, guys, just because you feel like you're failing doesn't mean you are. You will always be more critical and judgmental to yourself than anyone else is to you. Yes. Flashback to a long time ago. The first time I tried out for play, I thought I did horrible and had no stage presence, but I got one of the lead roles. I spent like 30 minutes staring at a t-shirt I designed for Richard Quill because I thought he'd hate it, but I finally decided that it couldn't hurt anything if I sent it to him. I just want to say that you guys can accomplish anything if you just try. Anything you can imagine can be reality if you don't give up. Hey Asher, real quick, did you see my latest Instagram post? Do you realize how much that logo you designed. By the way, if you've ever seen that You Matter logo, that was designed by Asher, aka Misera. Um, I just want to let you know that like I have that You Matter logo on a 6 foot. Wait, is it 6 foot? Yes, it is a 6 foot by 3 foot banner. It is huge. I have printed thousands of 1,000 You Matter stickers, 1,600. I've printed over 100 You Matter shirts. So that thing is blown up. So thank you very much for that. And yes, you matter, and thank you for your amazing contribution. And I'm so glad, out of all people, that you uh, submitted that design. So yes, thank you. Necroner says, now I got a hot tea to enjoy. You guys also have a hot drink nearby. I don't have a hot drink nearby, but I do have some water. I would like hot tea, but that would require going downstairs. Let's see here. Hey, let's see here. Asher, it's okay to, you don't need to hide all these comments. Thank you, though. It's okay. Let's see. Do you watch Penn and Teller Fool Us? I've watched a few episodes of that. I've watched Shinlim, yes. Yes. Raise Random, thanks again for the donation, and thank you for being here. Have a good night. Thank you again. Yeah, let's see. So I'm going back to people to talk to. It's okay. Ethan? No, Ethan got hidden. I see that Ethan got hidden and then unhidden. So you're fine. At least from what I know. Yeah, I still see Ethan's comments here. Oh. Anyway. Is burning out a real thing? Yes. Burning out is a real thing. By burning out, I mean like feeling massively overwhelmed, and to the point where you like almost don't know how to do work anymore. Like you're so burnt out and overwhelmed that you can't focus on whatever task it is, whether it's studying or doing work or anything. I'm sure I've experienced burnout in multiple periods of my life, but I very, very specifically remember my senior year in high school where I was so overwhelmed. And this is why mental health is important. I was so overwhelmed to the point where I just started being burnt out and probably depressed. My grades started dropping. I was getting a lot of Fs in my classes, and I got to a point where I felt so overwhelmed that I didn't know what to do, and I kind of just shut down. And I mean, I did my best to do my work, but my grades just were suffering so much. And that is when one of my teachers, three of my teachers, I had like three of my teachers all knew each other. They're all friends, so they would all talk and be like, "Hey, have you noticed that Richard's kind of acting differently lately? Like he's not as engaged in class, blah blah blah." And eventually, one of my teachers in the middle class sent me up to the school psychologist or counselor, and she pretty much sat down with me, and I didn't want to talk because it was awkward. And then eventually, I said stuff, and she's like, "Okay, Richard, you're just really burnt out, and you need to give yourself a break. Like you need to take a little bit easier." And in my mind, I'm like, how could I take it easier? I got Fs. I got to bring them up to A's, and that's impossible right now because it's already past the halfway point, and I'm gonna fail my classes and fail out my life, and not get into college and all this stuff. And then I realized that the best way to improve my grade is to breathe and slow down, so I could do things one thing at a time, to improve myself one little step at a time. And yeah, so that's what I've learned from burnout. If you feel burnt out, don't try to do everything at a time. Like if you feel burnt out, you get to slow down. Slow down, do one thing at a time, because doing one thing at a time is going to be so much more effective than trying to do everything. Because if you try to do everything, you're going to end up doing nothing. That's called overwhelm. So yeah, take it easy, one step at a time. You got this. Stop Dropping Game says, "What do I do? My parents are coming to a meeting tomorrow at school, and I'm embarrassed that my mom or dad will come in my classroom. What do I do?" Uh, I don't know your full scenario, Nick, in regards to that, but I think, are they planning? What is it, like a open? Is it open house tomorrow? Or I'm not sure what it is. Uh, or you said they're embarrassed to come to your class, or are they is it a meeting with your teacher and they're already coming to class? Uh not clear. I mean, if they're coming to your class already, then I think you should just embrace the fact that they're coming to your class. If you already know they're going to do it, and it's out of your control, then you just accept it as is. They're going to come to your class, and whatever happens happens. Just embrace it. Yeah. Let's see. Ethan, I am not going to keep answering all your "do you watch these things?" FYI. But thank you for asking anyway. Juicy Goosey says, Richard, I don't know really know what to do because my life just sucks and got a few big problems. Juicy Goosey, I don't know what your challenges are in your life right now. But my thing is, if your life is not going according to plan, if your life kind of sucks right now, my encouragement to you is to just keep going, to just keep moving forward and take each day one at a time. I know life isn't always beautiful. I know life isn't always perfect. I know many times life kind of sucks and it's challenging and it feels like it's going to be like this for a very long time or forever. Like it feels like it won't change. Um, but I've, from my own personal real life Richard experiences, plus watching people with, like, what do you call it? Uh, what's the word? I was going to say a major depressive disorder. Watching people who felt like their life was hopeless, they wanted to end their life, things like that. Like what I've learned is that all of these feelings and thoughts and feelings of life sucking so bad that it can't be turned around, these are all just feelings and they're not the truth. Because I have seen multiple people get out of these depressive episodes of, feeling hopeless with their life and then turning their life completely 180. One person that is a great example of this is my mom. And I kid you not, like 2 years ago, I did not know how much longer my mom would live because she was in such a depressive episode of her life. And I was pretty certain, because she had so much anxiety and stress, I was pretty sure she was just going to run her life into the ground. Like I thought, like, her anxiety she was causing herself was so much that she didn't have much longer to live. And it was kind of sad. I was like, there's nothing I could do about it because, she's going to think whatever she wants to think and I can't control that. And now, my mom is like the happiest I've ever seen her in her whole entire life. I've never seen her like this before. And point is, if your life sucks and you got some big problems, just like I've had big problems, just like my mom's had big problems, just like a lot of people have big problems, um, know that it will eventually get better so long as you just keep working through it. And I don't know what your challenges are, but just keep working through it. Things will get better. Breathe. Yeah. Yeah. Life can be crazy sometimes, but life will get better. All right, Asher says, I feel really bad. Is Ethan still here? This is why I don't watch things on my phone. I'm so sorry. My finger slipped and I didn't mean to. I'll subscribe to Ethan. I'm sorry. Yes, I still see Ethan. Let's see. Let's see. Subdrum Game says, well, my mom says I'll show up to your class if you don't try harder at school. Ah, I see. And embarrass me. uh that is not exciting. I mean, what do you so that sounds like a little bit of a threat. I mean, yeah. If I were in your position and my mom kind of made that threat, it's number one, I'm gonna do my best in school, and uh yeah. I mean, I'm gonna tell my mom that I well, number one, I'm going to do my best. I will try. Number two, I'll tell my mom, hey mom, look, I'm trying my best. Uh, here is the effort. As you can see, I'm studying, more than I was before. I am human. I can't go from D's to straight A's, but I don't know if you can notice, but I'm trying my best. So I'd appreciate if you didn't go to my class and embarrass me. But if you already crossed that point and she's going to go to your class and she's going to embarrass you for whatever reason, uh, then like I said, it's just about embracing it as it is. If she's going to embarrass you, just let it be, and let it be embarrassing and move on. That's what I would do. I get it; it's embarrassing, but just let it be. If you can't control her actions, then that's all. If we can't control other people's actions, then we can control our own feelings and emotions or reaction to the situation. So yeah. Let's see here. Asher, I don't think you need to be that sorry. I think Ethan's being a little bit trolly. So just letting you know. That's my opinion. Jalen says, do you know how I can develop self-discipline? I think there's multiple ways to develop self-discipline. First is I think self-discipline is just about literally just doing the work. It's literally like think about a bad habit that you have, and self-discipline is looking at a bad habit and being like, "Ooh, I know I shouldn't be doing this. I know I shouldn't be playing Fortnite this much." Self-discipline is okay. So I'm going to make a rule for myself. No Fortnite until I finish my homework, or I'm only going to play Fortnite for this many amount of minutes or hours a day or a week. So that's self-discipline. It's creating a rule and sticking to it. And another piece is if you mess up, in my opinion, it's okay. But don't let that be an excuse. It's not about, oh, Richard said it's okay, so I'm going to keep breaking the rule. No, it's okay as in don't beat yourself up. Don't, pity yourself and be like, oh man, I suck. I'm so bad at self-discipline. I can't do this. And then you go back into your self-loathing cycle. So self-discipline is about, okay, I screwed up. I forgive myself. I'm going to try again. Or I screwed up. I forgive myself, but I'm not ready to quite do it again. I'm still stuck. And it's okay to it's okay to struggle and mess up in self-discipline. And the point is to keep pushing forward to being better. That's what it's about. Step number 2 on how do you develop self-discipline. My second recommendation is go Google search or YouTube how to build self-discipline. And there are plenty of articles and videos or whatever resources to building self-discipline. Yeah. Edgar, let's see. Do I know HTML5 or computer languages? I do know basic HTML back in the day when I used to code websites. Not anymore. I mean, basic. I can't code a website from scratch, but I know very super basic stuff that is so irrelevant today. What if I'm depressed? You don't care. I don't know you, Nick. I don't know your relationship with your mom, and I don't know if she. I really don't know if she cares or not because I'm not your mom. I don't know. I don't know. But another thing is sometimes we think our parents don't care about us when they actually do. Uh, Growing up, I kind of knew my mom cared, but I felt like she also didn't care about my feelings because she was such a what we call a tiger mom. Like she only cared about my grades, and she never said "I love you." She never hugged me, and she. It didn't seem like she cared to listen to me. Like I would say things, and she would just almost ignore it, and so I didn't feel heard growing up. Uh, and what I realized is it's not because my mom didn't care about me. It's just that's just how she was raised and how she grew up. So maybe it's maybe I don't know, but maybe it's possible that your mom does care about you, but she just shows it in a different way, or she's going through her own challenges. And yeah, I don't know. That's a challenging thing, you know. I don't know your mom, and I don't like every single situation is a little bit different. Sometimes our parents might be willing to change or change themselves or be more present in listening to us, and sometimes they're not. So yeah, but I mean, if you're depressed, I mean, you saying you're depressed is like I think that's valid. I think it's also important to not let that be kind of the story of your life. Like I'm depressed, I'm sad, and this is why everything's happening to me. I think instead of that, I think we should focus on okay, I do feel sad, I do feel depressed, I do feel in this funk rut. It sucks that things are, life that is still going on. Things are still happening to me, but I'm gonna keep pushing myself to be better. I'm gonna keep pushing myself uh to try my best to not let kind of the negativity around me and consume my life. Yeah. So just because we're feeling sad and depressed does not give us an excuse to just like let go of all responsibilities. Although I do feel if you're going through a tough time to have self-compassion, to forgive yourself, to be kind to yourself. So I do believe in those things too. Yeah. Asher, I feel you. Asher says, I'm sorry, Richard. I just don't like making people feel bad. That is called being a people pleaser. I agree. I understand to not make people feel bad, but I think at the same time, there are boundaries. And this is something that I'm learning for myself. Asher, I myself am a people pleaser. I like to, make sure that to make other people happy. But then I think it's important to establish and learn to establish a boundary too, where at a certain point, we need to learn to stop giving ourselves away to make other people feel good. So it is okay to, make people feel good, but not at the expense of ourselves because we get to respect ourselves. So that's something I'm learning. And part of it is awareness, part of it is understanding the other person. And it's not always easy to figure out like where is that right balance because sometimes we don't know where people are. So yeah, we don't know how other people feel, and we have to kind of like figure that out. So yeah. Nekonoro says, Richard, is that a quote from somebody? If you try to do everything, you'll end up doing nothing. That is probably a quote from someone. I don't know who. I definitely didn't like make it up out of the blue. It's a borrowed idea. So another similar concept is chase uh the whole concept of like I'm going to butcher this quote a little bit, but it's uh like chase one rabbit, you'll catch one rabbit. Chase two rabbits, you'll catch zero rabbits. So that's kind of the concept is, if you try to focus on too many things, you're not going to have anything done. So focus on one thing. Asher says, Richard, what's something about yourself or something you've done that you're proud of? Yeah, Asher, thank you so much for the positivity. I really do appreciate it. Like you bring so much positivity to this live stream, and you are such a gift. Let's see, something that I've done that I'm proud of definitely it's this journey of becoming a speaker. It's like, I know I talk about this all the time because this is my job and this is the life I'm in right now, but like that's literally the one thing that I'm proud of because like it encompasses all the challenges that I've had to go through in order to get to where I am today. Like I don't always self-reflect on the hardship I had to face to get here, but like if I just take a quick moment, just the whole idea of coming from a very typical Asian background where in a way doing a non-traditional career was very shunned upon. My mom always kind of disagreed and argued and in a way disapproved of my career path of becoming a speaker. I mean, I don't want to say she was like super against it. She just was super hesitant because she's like, she didn't believe in me. She didn't believe that I can do it. She didn't believe that I would be successful because number one, I never proved myself as a responsible person when I was younger, which is why she always babied me growing up. So yeah, like on top of that, like I had so many self-doubts. Like when I started my business 5 years ago, yes, I was excited. Yes, I knew I want to do it, but I had so many self-doubts of like, yeah, but Richard, you're not responsible. Yeah, Richard, but you don't know how to manage finances. Yeah, Richard, but you don't know how to do this. You're not clear on a vision. You're not all those like self-limiting beliefs. And to be able to like overcome that was definitely very like I guess uplifting. Yeah. So I'm very grateful for all of that. And right now I'm in this I still feel like I'm growing my business, but I'm in this period of my life where like I'm I finally have the opportunity to in a way build confidence and be confident in who I am as a person and in my abilities. Still working on it, but like I have a good grasp of it. So it's cool. It's a good feeling. And again, that's why I want to encourage people, whatever you're passionate about, whatever you want to do, just go for it. Because the more you do it, like the more confident you're going to become, the more like fulfilled you'll become. And I think that's such a gift of doing something in depth, like doing something for a long time, as opposed to jumping around from job to job to job, which is something I used to do. Thank you for the question, Asher. Neko says, I would like to quote that for myself or others if they need. Yeah. Yeah. Again, that quote is probably out there somewhere. Juicy Ghosty says, I love you, Richard Quo. You and others inspire me to do YouTube and have a great life. My very first question on this channel is, what equipment did you start out with for YouTube? Wait. Juicy Goosey. Thank you for that. Let's see. What equipment did I start off with for YouTube? So I had a point and shoot camera. It was actually a pretty nice one back in the day. It was a 720p point and shoot camera. Let's see. I think after that first video I uploaded, my friend let me borrow her DSLR camera. So I got like it was a Canon T3i with a stock lens. And then another friend says, oh, you're making videos, I see. Let you borrow my Zoom H4n recorder. So I got to borrow that for my audio. So that's those are the two pieces of equipment I used for a very long time. Um, and then I got my own DSLR camera, a Canon 60D, and I started using that one. I kept using the Zoom H4n recorder, which is great. It has great audio quality. Uh, and now for recording audio, I use this thing right here, which is a Audio Technica ATR 2100. I know, technical names. Uh, I don't I haven't used my DSLR camera in a really long time because all I do is just live stream. But I hope to start doing more regular content that requires a DSLR camera in the future. But I have just been using my iPhone. By the way, check this out. You Matter stickers, not available anywhere for now. um, yeah, I got these stickers. I'm not the biggest fan of the quality. So I'm going to reorder stickers that are higher quality, and then I will release them once they are out. But yeah, for now, let's see here. Yep, so that's the equipment I use for my YouTube channel. And then for lighting, honestly, when I started making YouTube videos, I just used natural lighting, like sunlight. That's how I made videos. Let's see. Emily says, I just deleted my favorite video game because I need to focus more on my studies. What should I do in my free time to fill in time I usually use to play League? Emily, first of all, League of Legends, awesome game. And congratulations for uninstalling the game. That game is very addictive. I played so much League of Legends years ago. Anyway, let's see. What do you do to fill in your free time? That is a really good question. And there's a lot of different answers I could offer. First things first, if you want like activity ideas, check out gamequitters.com. So gamequitters.com has a list of like 60 plus activities you could do in place of gaming. And it has like Kamadair, who's my friend. He's the founder of Game Quitters, and I saw him. So there's a tool on the Game Quitters website that you could filter activities by like indoors, outdoors, on the computer, off the computer, whatever. Like there's different filters for it. So I think that's a really cool tool. So that's one option of figuring out ways of what you could do besides playing video games. Other things, let's see. For me, I'll tell you what I do. But it's going to be different for everyone. For me, how I fill my time, my days go by pretty quick, and they're pretty simple. I don't do a lot in my days, and I like it that way. Uh, Back then, I used to think, the goal is to try to be super busy and all this stuff, which there is value in that. But like for me, my life is like I wake up in the morning, maybe do a little bit of meditation. I go to the gym, eat breakfast, do work, and then I guess for you maybe it's schoolwork or like going to school and then homework afterwards. Let's see. And then, well, I am fortunate to be in a relationship, so I do talk to my girl throughout the day as I'm working, and then later at night as well. So that's kind of what I do in a nutshell. But I almost want to say that's cheating because not everyone has that same lifestyle. But what otherwise, what I would be doing instead of playing a game would be try to do something that's entertain. Well, no, I don't want to say entertaining. I want to say fulfilling. Something that's fulfilling, or that is going to be healthy. So instead of playing video games, are there any sports you're into playing, like basketball or baseball or swimming or soccer, whatever that is, and try to replace it with healthy habits. That's one thing, or going to the gym or running or cycling. So that's one. You can work on a certain project or, you can think about what is a certain goal you want to accomplish. Anyway, these are just random ideas and they may or may not work for you. But yeah, hopefully that supports with that, or just again go to gamequitters.com and check out their list of activity ideas. Thoughts on cold showers? Good for whoever feels like doing cold showers. I don't like cold showers. I've tried it, and it's, to me, my shower time is a very precious time for me to enjoy and relax. So I do like my hot showers. Yeah. Adam O'Connor says, "Hey man, love your stuff. Keep at it. You're doing a great job with your videos." Adam, thank you very much for that compliment, and thank you for being here. Avery, long time no see. Yes, I do remember you, and welcome back. It's been a very long time, quite a while, and I'm so happy to see you. It's so cool. We have a lot of like old school people who used to be on these live streams like almost a year ago, or at least half a year ago, and they're on for the first time in a while. So that's super cool. Asher says it's been a bit hard recently, but I'm trying not to focus too much on the bad times. I've been trying to get involved with things that I like and making other people smile to help myself. Remember that life isn't a horrible thing. It can be beautiful. Yeah, Asher, I am proud of you, and keep it up. Keep it up. And I agree. Focus on that positive. Justin Credible, good to see you on. Justin says, "Hey Richard, I forgot you were streaming today. When is the stream ending?" The stream should be ending pretty soon. We've been streaming for what, an hour and 16 minutes now. So yeah, usually I try to stream for an hour, but yeah, we're going a little bit over today, which is okay. Let's see here. Adam says, "Hey man, I'm almost 28 years old, almost done with college, and I still don't know what I should do with my life. I am scared for the future and I'm afraid I won't succeed. This fear has made me very depressed. Any advice?" Adam, so I will share with you my thoughts, and I phrase it this way because I don't want to say like this is the best advice ever given to you. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. So my thoughts is, if you don't know what you want to do with your life, my thought, this is just my opinion, is to not put so much pressure on yourself. I know society, I know maybe your parents or other people might tell you like you got to find a job, or you got to, you got to work, you got to do this and that. But honestly, I think like life life is what you make of it. Like life is whatever you want. Like if you didn't work for the rest of your life, that is one way to live life. I'm not saying that that's what you should do. And there is a reality of making money so you can survive and eat food, and maybe pay for a house or rent or something like that. Those are definitely truths. My recommendation for you is, if you don't know what you want to do, keep trying things out. Put yourself, explore different industries, explore different opportunities. And I would invite you to, dream big. Think those kind of almost crazy thoughts of like, I want to be an astronaut. I want to be, I don't know, I want to be a musician. Like those crazy thoughts that don't seem realistic to you, but they seem fun, that you might actually be interested in. And I'm not saying that you necessarily need to go pursue those things, but I'm just saying I encourage you to entertain those thoughts, because I think we should be living our life doing something that excites us, that has that like, hey, this is kind of cool. Like I actually enjoy this and this is meaningful to me, as opposed to just working a job that is not super exciting, but you're just doing it for the money. Like, I don't think that's a great way to live life, unless you're making money to fuel your passion, which is a different story. Anyway, if you don't know what you want to do with your life and you're afraid that you won't succeed, my thing is, everyone is capable of success. And I know that sounds really cheesy, but it is very true. And I don't want to say this in a generic term. Adam O'Connor, I'm telling you right now that I believe that you can succeed. And I'm not saying that in the cheesy way of like, you could do it. It's more like, I know you can do it. I know that you can be successful, and you will be successful so long as you choose and believe that you can be successful. Okay? You again, I'll say that again. You can be successful and you will be successful so long as you choose to believe that you are successful or can be successful. Success is really a mindset and a belief in yourself. And if you do not believe you'll be successful right now in this moment, that is okay. Keep working at that belief, that self belief of yourself. Um, it's something that takes time, but the more you practice it, the more you will start to believe in yourself and the more you take action towards your goals. It is not easy, but you can do it. And I know you can. Okay. So that's what I got. Keep working at it. And you feel sad or if you feel depressed of your life right now, give yourself a break. Enjoy your life. Life is too short to feel sad or be depressed because we feel lost in our life. Yeah. Enjoy your life. That's what I got to say. Like, these depression or these negative thoughts come from not meeting our own expectations or other people's expectations of what life is supposed to be about. And what I realize for myself is if I live my life according to my mom's expectations of me, I would not be happy. I would not be happy if I had to focus my life on, um, getting a stable job to start a family and buy a house and all that boring stuff that is honestly quite pointless if that's not what I want, which is, I mean, indirectly, that's not what I wanted. What I wanted was a career, a job that was meaningful to me. So there we go. Asher says, Adam, first of all, I'm proud of you for making it this far. Secondly, life can be scary. We all know that this by now, but I have to say it. But try to focus on things you enjoy. If you enjoy talking to people, then start looking into lives and livings and hobbies with lots of people. If not, then obviously try to avoid that. I'm really sorry if that I'm not too good at advice, but I hope that helped a tad. I hope you feel better soon. Asher, thank you very much. Great stuff. What is this? Edgar says, "Yeah, and drop your ego as well as my help eventually. Not that I'm saying you have a big ego or anything." Uh, question mark. Thank you. I appreciate that. And yeah, tell me more. By the way, hey, I got a question for anyone who's on right now. I'm curious. I want to hear genuine thoughts. Like, do you think I have a big ego? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Uh, I'm genuinely curious. I see. Here's my perspective. Let's talk about ego for a second. Let's define ego. Uh, ego for me is like, in a way, talking. Like in this context, ego is talking about myself for the sake of making myself feel good about myself. Um, so that's what ego is for me. So again, ego for me is talking about myself so I could feel good about myself. Now, I'm very, very aware that I talk about myself quite a bit, and I always do my best to talk about myself as a mirror or as a reflection for you to see yourself. This is why I talk about myself, because I believe that when we share our own stories, which is why I encourage you to share your story, uh, I believe I share a piece of myself so you can relate with me. That's my purpose and my goal and how I approach things. But I'm curious. Please do share. Look, my life goal, look, I don't want to have a huge ego in my life. I really don't. I want to be of service. Like that is my goal, So please help me. If you feel I have a big ego, provide feedback for me on what you feel. And look, I'm not going to be offended if you be honest with me. Like that is I feel like that's the greatest gift that I can get. That honesty of, hey, Richard, I feel like you have a little bit of ego. Great. I will acknowledge it, and I'll be so thankful for it because I want to learn. I want to grow. I want to not have an ego, and uh, that is something that I actively work on every single day. So, yeah. How far are we down? Edgar says, "Gotta go later. Stream was amazing, and thanks for being awesome. Thank you." Let's see. I just solved that. I'm gonna come back to the ego conversation or continue it. Hold on, where are we at? Where are we at? Where are we at? Okay. I'm gonna catch up with comments and then we'll jump back to the ego conversation. But first, where are we? Right here. Okay, Juicy Goosey says I want to start a YouTube gaming/comedy channel on YouTube, but I do not have any of the equipment or financial stuff, and it tears me down and stops my motivation. Juicy Goosey, a great way to. Do you have a smartphone? Do you have a smartphone or a phone with a camera on it? Honestly, like that's all you need to start a YouTube channel. Yeah, it doesn't even have to be that great, but yeah. That's where I would start, is a smartphone. Or any camera. Even if it's not great quality, you know, you can still do it. Asher says I have to go, but I'm happy that you continue these streams, and I wish you all the best, Richard. Don't forget to eat vegetables and drink lots of water and get a good amount of sleep. Thank you, Asher. Have a good night. Thank you for being here. Okay, let's see. Just Incredible says, cool. Yesterday I moved out into my own apartment. Nice. Congratulations. That's awesome. Okay. Sweet. We're caught up with comments. Just Incredible says, hey, Richard, by any chance, have you seen the ad on YouTube about a guy who is in a million who advertises his book Habits for Million Success? And do you believe him that it works, or it's just more advertising bogus? I have not seen that advertisement, but I would say anyone who says that you could be a millionaire, you know, with these simple steps, it's kind of like, yes, there is some truth to it, but at the same time, nothing is ever free. Like you have to put in the work. So they're going to give you, you know, advice on how you do it. You know, here's my step-by-step approach to become a millionaire. Sure. But one thing is, in order to achieve those millions of dollars, you need to put in the work, and you need to, in a way, work through your insecurities to get there. Because what's going to happen is if you're trying to be a millionaire and you have this formula, you're not going to feel like you're not going to get there because you're not going to believe in yourself, and then you're not going to your limiting beliefs will hold you back. You're like, no, you know, I can't do it. Other people can do it, but I can't do it. So those limiting beliefs will hold you back until you push past through those beliefs. So yes, I do believe that anyone can be a millionaire. You just got to push past those thoughts. So there we go. Adam says, not really, man. You seem genuine. People can sense honesty and a genuine personality. Just keep being you. Referring to your question about ego. Thank you for that feedback. Yeah. I don't know. It's just a question I'm always curious about, and I do appreciate that. I'm always constantly keeping my ego and thought of that in check because, yeah, like when I think about my role models, like my role models in my life, I strive to be like my role models who don't have a big ego. Like I don't think ego creates happiness. I think happiness and joy comes from, in a way, like giving, service, kind of like that light-hearted energy of just being free and letting go and just being. So yeah. Brian Tran, good to see you on. Hagen, good to see you on. Hagan. And then Just Incredible says, I'm really surprised you haven't seen it since you watch YouTube more than me. And I see the ad at least once a day. Well, the thing is, I use ad blocker on YouTube, so I don't see a single advertisement. Rich's little secret. But yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, ad blocker is probably one of the most amazing Chrome plugins ever because I don't see any advertisements at all on YouTube. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. Alrighty, with that being said, it is 9 p.m. here. We've been on for an hour and a half exactly, and I am going to hop off. What time is what day? It's Monday right now. I am going to say we will do a live stream on Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. Okay, so in 2 more days. In 2 days, we're going to do our next live stream because I don't know if we're going to do one on Friday. So, 10 YouTube live stream. By the way, I got a second monitor, so it's nice. That's why I'm looking all the way over here. Okay, cool. So 7:30 p.m. Pacific time, California time, same time, just in 2 days. All right. Yes. If you're asking me if I'm a college student, I am not a college student. I graduated many, many, many years ago. 8 years ago, to be exact. Yeah. Alrighty. With that being said, have a good night, everyone. Thank you so much for being on. I thoroughly enjoyed our live stream for today, and I hope the one on Wednesday will be just as good or even better. Okay. Have a good night, and yeah, take care. Keep on keeping on. Keep on moving forward. Keep on pushing through, and one step at a time. Let's be successful together. All right. Okay. Take care, everyone. Good night. See you Wednesday.